What's going on to you, Sagittarius out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. So you have the Tower, Page of Wands, and you have the Four of Wands. So these three cards right here for you speaks to how a lot of you, Sagittarius, are embracing the unpredictability or the unpredictable. And you're not trying to, like I said, make relationships work where there's power struggles. A lot of people struggle with power struggles within a relationship. And the truth is, you shouldn't be in a relationship where there's a power struggle. Period. You shouldn't really be in one because the two of you are not a team at that point. And a lot of you Sagittarius are learning that, right? Through, you know, uh, trials and tribulations from experience. Because Sagittarius, I don't know, like you Sagittarius don't really strike me as the type of people who learn from just books. I see that y'all gotta actually, yeah, you can learn from a book, but yeah, you also have to go out there and you know also have to go out there and legitimately experience what it is that you've read in the book. And Sagittarius, I know a lot of Sagittarius. My brothers are Sagittarius. That's how a lot of y'all learn anyway. you know I've known a plethora of Sagittarius people in my life, coming up in a genetic pool with one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, one of my favorite rappers at the time in 2003 was The Game, who was a Sagittarius. Plethora of Sagittarius, enough to know y'all don't just learn just from reading. Y'all actually have to go out and experience. And literally, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually probably one of the best ways to learn. But the Four of Wands, right, represents how, because you Sagittarius want a legitimate relationship, one where two of you can be married. And when I say married, I'm not talking about being husband and wife from a perspective of like going down to the courthouse per se and like signing on the dotted line of that contract. I'm talking about being with one another in a way where the two of you don't need to bring up the state into y'all's business in order to be considered husband and wife, right? Or whatever, I don't know, whatever you're into, right? I'm not even gonna get into the politics of that. That's neither here nor there. But the point of the matter is, the point that I'm trying to make here is the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles, right? King and Queen. Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles is about how, because you haven't found anybody that's fit to essentially be in a relationship with you. Whether it's, whether it is, they always find some way to mess up the arguments, them always figuring up behind you. And what I mean when I say figuring up, I mean always thinking that they can come up with a thought process better than you, right? It's always about having to come up with a better idea. Then it just becomes tiring after a while. And you Sagittarius, again, you don't want to have to deal with that. You Sagittarius know who you are. Y'all are fire signs at the end of the day. And when it comes to fire signs and water signs, y'all are not gonna be tolerant with people as earth signs or air signs can be. That's some of our biggest downfalls. Me being an earth sign myself as a Virgo, so I'm speaking to it. I'm speaking to life to it because I know what I'm talking about. And then you know what I'm saying? So air signs and earth signs tolerate dysfunctionality too much sometimes, right? Especially when we want to tolerate that nonsense. But as a fire sign, you Sagittarius being fire signs and water signs, y'all don't tolerate that type of stuff because y'all already irritated, right? Like y'all are fire burns for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like if you playing with it, it's not gonna go the way that you think. So the way that you act like you want it to go. So what I'm trying to say here with that is, especially now that you Sagittarius know better, right? You know that relationships shouldn't be a power struggle, you notice. So the way that you step into people now, they have to really be on the same concordance with you. Y'all have to be on the same page. And if they're not, if they're constantly trying to be an Indian chief, right? All these different Indian chiefs, not enough Indians. They don't want to learn to follow to lead. You dig what I'm saying? They don't want to learn how to follow so that they can be good leaders, right? Because how you become good leaders, even if you don't have anybody teaching you how to be a good leader, you have to follow the information, right? You have to follow the signs, right? So it's still, even though you self-taught, you still have to follow your own common sense, your own intuition, your own instincts, your own higher self, teaching the lower self down here, you, how to lead. So it's a matter of, you have too many people who want to be Indian chiefs. And what I mean by that is, and this is the thing that you Sagittarius are effectively staying away from. And what I mean when I say Indian chiefs, I'm talking about it from a perspective of so many people wanting to lead and be leaders and bosses and leaders and CEOs and chairpersons of the board and run these Fortune 500 businesses, and they have the alpha personality type and type A and all this. That at the end of the day, what it's saying is that it's not really real at the end of the day, because they don't learn from their lessons. They don't learn the specific lessons that effective leaders are supposed to learn and know. But at the same time, can't nobody tell me what to do. And a lot of you Sagittarius are not going for that, right? Like, the two of you have to be able to actually get along in a relationship. And that's a no-brainer, and that's a deal breaker. And if the two of you cannot get along, then of course you Sagittarius won't take them seriously. The Ten of Swords and the Hermit right here for you Sagittarius is all about how, because you've been around, you've been around the block. You've experienced enough for you Sagittarius to understand what poor leadership qualities look like. And you're going to try to be a leader or be the Indian, right? And have somebody lead you, right? But you shouldn't be going back and forth with the leader or the person who's supposed to be following up behind you. You see what I'm saying? Because the Eight of Wands now represents, if they do that, then you're just going to leave. So what I'm seeing here is, you Sagittarius are looking currently for a person that you can actually really get to know for real. But they're really going to have to be about it and not just talk about it like they are about it. Because the world, you have the World and the Page of Cups. If they come to you with this delusion of because it's delusional. They want a person to get into the muck, the swamp water with them of the dysfunctions and the game plan and the dysfunctionality while they're succeeding and becoming multi-billionaires. You can't do both of those things at once. You can't, because especially if you're striving to get your life together, means that you have to live in the truth of certain things can't stress you out. You have to actually clean house in the first place. And now why that's a problem in the first place is because sometimes people come into your life wanting to wreck shop. So the World and the Page of Cups is about, if someone proves themselves to be too difficult to actually be with, this means that you Sagittarius are supposed to be okay with letting them go. Because they're delusional. They are ruining their life. They're ruining their life following up behind the idea of playing a game, of being a hyena, of giving power struggles, of running all types of mind games, tactics, and all that delusion. So let's clarify the Page of Cups. Two of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Then you have the Ace of Swords, and then you have the Unalive card. That's interesting. So the Two of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles speaks to the relationship that you and what this delusional type of person wants, so that you can actually stay away from them. How to be able to better spot them so you can stay away from them and tell the difference between a delusional person and somebody who's really looking for the real thing and who's willing to do it with you. The Two of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles speaks to if the two of you are on the same page. If you don't have to spend so much time constantly going back and forth with this person about the virtue, the skill, the benefit of why doing what you may have wanted them to do is going to benefit them and yourself, but also more directly them. Because people who are caught up in the game, they don't really always do things that's within their best benefit. You know, this, because I'm speaking to you this on some real deal stuff, because there's plenty of people who, real talk, they won't even make me a sandwich that I've tried to get to know. They telling me everything there is to know about not doing anything for me, and they're not going to do what I want them to do. But if they had any kind of common sense, they would do it. Why? Because I'm making them a rich woman. My mom's seeing it, my sister's seeing it, my brothers are seeing it. I ain't gotta lie. The money is starting to come in more often. It's a project. It's a work in progress. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not hiding anything from the IRS and none of that type of stuff. The point is that everything is starting off small, but everything is gearing itself up. It's ready for liftoff, is what I'm trying to say. And I know that it's going to work out because I'm the person that it's written. I wrote it myself. I wrote the book. I've written this stuff. I wrote my own destiny that I got to succeed. So I know it's going to work out for the best. It's a spiritual thing. It would behoove some of these individuals to get with me. They don't want to do that. They want to talk to me about everything that they're not going to do and all this other type of all this type of googly nonsense, right? Googly-eyed nonsense, all this type of dysfunction, right? So anyway, the Three of Wands and the Ace of Cups, you got to get away from those people if that's the case. You have to make sure that the two of you are on the same page. If not, go and talk to someone brand new and get to know them instead of wasting your time on an individual that's going to literally tell you not why you should be with them and why it would be a good idea and why it would be advantageous for you and they're benefiting from the fact that the two of you are benefiting off of each other. No, you got to get away from people that's going to tell you about why they're not going to do anything for you and why you should accept it, right? Walk into a relationship with them boldly telling you they're not going to do anything for you and you being like, oh, okay, that sounds like a good deal to me. That sounds like fun. Like, no. And the thing is that the Ace of Swords right here represents how your mind is becoming sharper. Your mind is getting better. And on a live card, you know that you can't take some of these people seriously at all. And which means that you're going to have to actually get away from them because of the fact that you can't take them seriously. So overall, right, for you Sagittarius, this is more so about dating for you Sagittarius and hanging out with a couple of people and just really realizing real fast that a lot of these people are not really worth it because they talk a big game, but they're not really about it. And then not only that too, but this is also about having plenty of options. This is about you end up having options anyway because you're the prize, right? Between the fake individuals trying to attach themselves to you like parasites and people that you haven't even really met yet that are better suited for you and actually will meet you halfway, you end up having a plethora or starting to have a plethora of people, right, to be or options because the sheer value that you Sagittarius bring to the table, it works out like that. That's why it is I said that you could have a whole deck of cards where you don't even really pull these cards yet. It's because you have a whole deck of options from past interactions with other people, especially if you're striving to build value with yourself and within yourself and your surroundings. People are going to want to gravitate to the value, the money, the things that shine, the success of it all. The fact that it's not a matter of like a mistake. It's something that you literally, it's calculated. It's something that is supposed to be done, and it's getting done successfully, where a lot of other people don't know the secret. So they're going to want to gravitate towards you. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, you, Sagittarius, are doing a very good job. If you didn't understand what I'm talking about, or you need a little bit of a recap, rewatch this video, and you can feel free to watch the other Sagittarius videos as well. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel to 20,000 plus subscribers, right? There is no upper limit to where I want to stop. Please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos to help this YouTube channel grow.